Hi guys, it's Carlos here. So thank you so much for joining this The Voice of Healing. Um, it's interesting because through adversity does one realize that it's important to build something. Either you break or you make. And I decided to take the latter route, which is I'm going to go all out, guns blazing, and make sure that I touch as many people as I can. So today I want to just very briefly talk about anxiety. The emotional numbness sometimes we can experience. Anxiety is such a thing that really can affect a person, not only physiologically, but mentally. You're so, especially if it's a really intense attack. And the question is, we are in the Voice of Healing. We're searching for professionals to, invite them onto the program to try to really find out what it's all about. Because if you look on the internet, there's a plethora of information, and many people say, they have the answer. I personally believe anxiety and mental health issues is a spiritual thing. I truly believe that something spiritual is happening in the world globally. I don't want to get too spiritual. I don't want to get too religious, even though I'm not a religious person. But I want to just say that anxiety, when it comes, it's like a wave, and it can affect you. Your body starts to shake. I remember, in fact, when I was acting in the show Starlight Express, the musical, I'd never experienced anything like that, and it came out of the blue. I think it was stress related. I think that's one of the main things, is that it is stress related, and it just comes on like wow, and you're just like, your body is just on a high, and if you allow it to overcome you, because if you focus on it, that is where you put your energy. Absolutely. So now I've learned to focus my energy on things I want, not things I don't want. And this is one thing that we will be teaching in the Men's Wholeness Blueprint. Focus on things you want every day. Be obsessive with it. Be obsessive. When your body wants to get up, you say no. You sit down and you wait. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to visualize, and I'm going to hold that visualization with the best emotion that I can conjure up, whether it's a gratitude, love, just joy, and really stay in that moment as long as possible. And there's a connection, when we pray, when we meditate, something spiritual goes on. I don't care what anyone says. And if you believe it, I believe you're on a step towards your goal, reaching your goal. Now, it isn't a weakness. It just isn't. Many people suffer from that. And I know many people who are, in fact, financially secure, good looking, uh, go getters, tenacious, hardworking. It's nothing to do with weakness at all. And so there is something that we're going to try and peel to try to understand how you can, in fact, deal with it. It's what happens when men deal with that. Sometimes they feel empty because there's a certain amount of embarrassment that comes with it. But I want to assure you, you are not alone. And if you stay in a place by yourself, you will, in fact, get worse. You need to share with brothers and sisters, or brothers in our case, your situation in a safe environment. And when you're safe is when you know that you're not alone. When you know that you haven't experienced this phenomena all by yourself. And I think that's important. That's important to know that you are one amongst many. And believe me, there are many, many, and many men are embarrassed to talk about it. I created the Men's Wholeness Blueprint simply because I wanted to create a grounded structure and a journey to help men slow down and to reconnect with themselves and to rebuild emotional strength. Yeah. And that means by feeling, allowing yourself to feel, not hiding, not, suppressing, not coming away, but allow yourself to feel without any hype, without any judgment. And there's no quick fixes. There is no quick fixes, but it's repetition over and over and over in a safe environment. And you reach from one milestone to the next, and you start to achieve, and you start to build confidence. You start to realize, man, I'm alive. That is why, my circuits are playing up a bit, but you know what? We'll get them back in order. And I assure you, if this resonates with you, I want you to apply through this link that I'm going to be setting above. So it should be around here, it should be around there. And I tell you what, your healing doesn't start when everything is perfect. Never. It doesn't. It doesn't start when everything's in order, because you never get it off the ground. You will never get it off the ground. It starts when you decide to show up. So show up and be strong, and just know that you are amongst family. I'm building a family here. So guys, take it to the bank. I'm telling you, man, this is going to be your year 2026. Peace.